Jack is not an addict, but he trades the cow for a handful of magic beans any day of the week. It is not because he wants to, but simply because he's forgotten to know himself in any other way than with a beanstalk in his brain. He has lived with it. Green-capped and grainy, Jack is not a gambler. This is mostly because he has a terrible poker face. Despite his mother's best hopes, he has figured out that these seeds do not promote growth, but that they are weed killer. That a foreign species had been filtering spores through his ears for more years than he himself had known, and a daily dose of medicinal potion was his only line of defense against this growth, this itch, this stiffness like a pair of jeans before wear. His mother likes to call it a chemical imbalance, so let's call it chemical warfare. Let's call it the perfect fairy tale. That a handful of something more magic than ourselves can counteract the deadliest kind of cognitive germination, the kind that turned Jack into a bad crop of closed doors and uneaten breakfast that made it far too easy for him to maneuver up inside of himself, and those feet curled over the clouds. They stopped looking like God a long time ago and more like a giant thirsty for the blood of a boy who looked a lot like him. As the garden inside his mind flourished, everything else began to wither. Jack hates that he's this without them, and by them he means the weed killer. To be dependent on something that can fit in the palm of your hand, call it pills, call it magic, a long-term investment in antidepressant. This is what causes us to search for healthier kinds of dependencies. Jack is not superstitious, but he lives off of something more than just the popping of vicious remedies, better than a twisted fairy tale or a parody of a life where he was supposed to be the hero. You see, it is something quite different. Jack is an addict, and he is addicted to the idea of self-sufficiency, that one day he could self-prescribe himself a life free of the wicked things that choose to grow here, banished from a cleaner mind to reveal something golden, the prized possession of that being belonging to those feet, curled over the clouds, but not the bloodthirsty. Jack only hopes that it could be love or joy or willingness to live that could get him through the day. Something he could hold on to with his entire body, rather than just the tip of the tongue.